According to Saints reporter Nick Underhill, Saints quarterback Derek Carr has unexpectedly announced his retirement after 2 seasons with the team and 12 seasons in the league, with the first 10 spent with the Raiders. This was confirmed on the team's website stating, in late March, while ramping up his preparation for the 2025 season, Derek experienced pain in his right shoulder. It was his first time throwing a football at significant volume since recovering from both a concussion and left-hand injury sustained during play on December 8, 2024. Derek immediately contacted the Saints medical team. Eventually, medical scans determined objectively that Derek sustained a labral tear and also had significant degenerative changes to his rotator cuff. Since that time, Derek, his representation, the Saints medical team, and outside medical experts have worked together to determine the best path forward. Surgery was an option, jeopardizing the entire 2025 season, yet there was no guarantee Derek would return to the level of strength, function, and performance of play to which he was accustomed. Upon consultation with his wife, Heather, Derek has decided it is in the best interests of both his family and the Saints organization to retire from the National Football League. Upon reflection of prayer and in discussion with Heather, I've decided to retire from the National Football League, said Carr. For more than 11 years, we have been incredibly blessed, and we are forever grateful and humbled by this experience. It's difficult to find the right words to express our thanks to all the teammates, coaches, management, ownership, team officials, and especially the fans who made this journey so special. Your unwavering support has meant the world to us. Before making his decision, Carr explored all options to return to the team, including surgery in order to return to the field. Expect the Saints to formally process Carr's retirement after June 1st, when they can maximize the salary cap benefits. But either way, they'll get cap relief. Carr signed a 4-year, $150 million contract with the Saints in 2023, but ultimately played just 2 seasons in New Orleans before calling it a career. The second-round selection of Tyler Shuck now makes more sense than ever, and things are more clear now for the Saints organization going into training camp. Financially, this is a windfall for the Saints as Carr is giving up $30 million of the $40 million he got in a restructure with the team earlier this year, per NFL Network's Mike Garafolo, having chosen to retire while dealing with an injured throwing shoulder. How does this change things or New Orleans? Carr's salary cap hit is still $20,462,000 this year, at least until June 2nd, when the Saints formally process his retirement and get that $30 million back. They should be left with cap hits of about $13,207,000 in 2025 and $35,670,000 in 2026. Then he's off the books by 2027. He did have a salary cap hit of $69,207,000 in 2026, so that means substantial savings. Carr doing this, on the surface at least, is a solid move that benefits the Saints in a massive way. To say the least, the relationship between Carr and Saints fans have been mixed at best. While Carr has a niche following of fans regardless of where he plays, Saints fans mostly never took him, partially due to union between he and former coach Dennis Allen. Allen signed Carr after a failed first tenure together for the Raiders and garnered similar results in New Orleans. One of the big questions is, where did the discourse between Carr and the fans begin? Let's look back at a timeline of events starting from Carr's arrival in New Orleans up to the present day, and how he got here. After the temporary retirement of former Saints coach Sean Payton in 2021, the team turned to then defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, who performed well standing in for Payton in a 9-0 victory against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in December of 2021. As fans can remember, this was a shutout victory over Tom Brady, thus giving Saints brass confidence that Allen's first tenure shortcomings as a coach was simply due to a lack of experience, as general manager Mickey Loomis infamously stated in a press conference in 2024. With only Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton under center, Allen went with Winston initially, who'd started the previous season with a 5-2 record before his ACL injury against those same Buccaneers. However, as Saints fans can remember, Allen then turned to Andy Dalton, who finished with a 6-8 record before Allen ultimately signed Carr in March of 2023. Initially, The only objection fans had was what some considered an overpay when Carr was signed to a 4-year, $150 million contract with $100 million guaranteed. Despite the trepidation, the reasonable fans took a wait-and-see approach as they searched for answers post the Peyton Breeze era. Carr went 14-13 in his 2 seasons with the team, missing 7 games between the 2 years with the team. Despite the slight winning record, most of the disdain came starting with disagreements with teammates Chris Olave and Eric McCoy in separate incidents, combined with Coach Dennis Allen's reluctance to offer constructive criticism to his quarterback when he would publicly call out other players without hesitation. He also drew the ire of the Saints fans due to uneven play, as he appeared to be skittish in the pocket under pressure and made safe throws when better ones may have been available. Finally, after Coach Dennis Allen was fired following a 2-7 start, culminating in a loss to the 1-6 Carolina Panthers. From that point on, Carr's standing with the organization changed, with interim coach Darren Rizzi's status as coach being almost certainly temporary. Finally, his last play as a Saint came against the Giants as he dove for a first down, costing him the rest of his season, and it appears, his career. What can be learned from this? For the Saints front office, particularly Mickey Loomis, it's knowing when to hold them, when to fold them. And for the Saints organization at the top, it should now be to know when to walk away from Loomis himself if he doesn't realize it's time for the team to stop kicking the can down the road and start over. And if Loomis isn't careful, he may not be around for the next rebuild. All in all, well wishes should be afforded to Carr and his family, as health and family come first. And although Carr was never a truly elite quarterback, he provides a nice example off the field of how a family man should conduct himself. But now the Saints need results on the field and a brighter future in the days to come. And hopefully new coach Kellen Moore, along with a new quarterback and skilled players, can provide exactly that.